above my weight.
What do you want, Grodd?
Your head on a plate.
So we're here at the Warner booth for E3, and I'm with Erin, one of the producers on Injustice 2. So before I get into anything else, wow, that trailer, absolutely amazing. With so many battles in there, would you have a favourite battle that you saw within that trailer yourself?
Oh, favorite battle?
Yeah.
Anything with Aquaman. I'm an Aquaman guy, so yeah, his fight versus Grodd, that's my favorite for sure.
So can you give us a rundown of how the gears system works in Injustice 2?
Yeah, absolutely. So gear in Injustice 2, you can think of it as customizable costume pieces for all the characters. And there are thousands of these pieces of gear throughout the game. So at the end of every single fight, both fighters are going to be awarded a new piece of gear, which they can equip to either their head, their arms, their chest, their legs, or accessories and weapons, these sorts of things. And every single piece of gear is going to be able to affect their stats in different ways. So whether it's their health or their damage or their defense, these sorts of things. Different pieces of gear will affect those stats in different ways. We also have what we call X stats. So some of the more rare gear that's in the game may have additional abilities, like maybe a bonus to any time you use an environmental interaction, maybe do more damage with the environment. So it's really about like customizing your character. You make it your version of Aquaman, your version of Superman, your version of Grodd. So.
And obviously the tagline is every battle defines you. Where does that come from?
That comes from the gear system. Yeah. So like I said, every time you fight, you'll get new pieces of gear, and as you collect this gear, you'll see your character progress and change every time you fight. So it really, as you fight, it's going to start to define the style of play, whether it's more offensive, more defensive, or again, something that uses more of the environment to your advantage, these sorts of things.
And in terms of some of those epic pieces where you're talking about the environments there, and obviously we see people get smashed through walls and things like that, is there any particular one of those that's one of your personal favorites?
Oh, the one that's my personal favorite we haven't shown, so sadly it's a bit of a surprise. Things to come, but yeah, there's a couple particularly awesome, brutal transitions that we'll probably be showing pretty soon.
And obviously the roster for Injustice Gods Among Us was absolutely huge, and already the trailer has revealed some new additions to the lineup. Who would you say is your favourite new addition? Well, I assume there's more to come, judging by your last answer, but that you could tell us about now. Who's your favourite new addition?
Yeah, I mean, it's a vastly expanded roster over 2013's Injustice Gods Among Us, so you will see returning fan favourites, Batman, Superman, but of course the new characters as well. So far we've only shown Grodd, Atrocitus, and Supergirl. Of those three, that's a really tough call. I think I'm going to go Atrocitus simply because he's a really interesting character. He's not a true zoning character for a fighting game. I'm calling him more of a spacing character because he can actually summon the Red Lantern Dexstar, which if you're familiar with DC Comics, Dexstar is a cat, so you get to summon this evil Red Lantern cat to help you out in the fight. It's a pretty cool set of moves.
And at NetherRealm Studios, obviously I assume you're all DC fans. What is it like working on a DC game?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, who wouldn't want to make a game with these iconic characters, right? It's an interesting debate, like every time we start a new game, going over like who's going to make it in and who's not going to make the cut, because the DC lore is so deep and there's so many great characters. So it's we're really excited. We wish we could include the whole entirety of the DC universe, but what we are bringing to the table, we think people will really like.
Awesome. So, Erin, thank you so much for your time. For obviously anything else E3 related, check out our webpage, e3.game.co.uk, and obviously make sure you check out the trailer for the new Injustice game, Injustice 2. Thank you very much.